have it, people? Welcome to Zop Lady. Welcome to my channel once again. Today I am behind the camera and you see these beautiful, wonderful couples. And I'm sure you are also curious. You want to know exactly what's going on. He already told us in my previous video that he's here in Thailand for his girlfriend. And I want to find out. You mentioned your name, where you are from, and then the question will start flowing. So let's introduce the lady.
Yes, go for
My
it.
name is Koralai, but like you can call me Lai.
Yeah.
I'm from China, but I'm the minority in China. Like my ethnic group is Kazakh. Yeah. I'm here for studying with this lovely lady. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, how is it like for you being in intercontinental relationship?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay, I'll go first. So in the beginning it was like really nice. It's like still nice. When we were together, so we met in Cape Town. When we were together, it was like in person. It was very intimate. We like learned a lot about each other. And then once it went intercontinental, one means long distance, and two means different cultures, right? I don't know if there's like a third meaning, but long distance, it was different for both of us. So I'll say from my perspective, it like gets rough at times, mainly because of, sometimes we would say something and it would be completely misunderstood. And then also, we try and make as much time in the day with our like busy schedules, and oftentimes it's just through the screen. And when I came back to Thailand, I completely forgot how that felt to like see her in person. So it was like that part. It's tough to go. I think it's going to be tough to be in a long distance relationship and then come together and then long distance again. I think that's one tough part. And then a cultural part. On my South African side, I'm fortunate enough to be like a bit more, mixed race. So my family's kind of not new to this. So it was just a matter of introducing her to my family. My mom, my sister, she's met, and then the rest of my family's kind of seen her through pictures, so like that. And then I think in her case, do you want to go?
Yeah, I think in my case, it's just some language barrier. Sometimes it brought like misunderstanding, and then like something like through the long distance, I can get like mad easily. But like he is very like good tempered person. Like he is just like comforting me all the time, and then he was there with me all the time when I'm like maybe a little bit emotional, unstable. Yeah, so like I just feel like after this meeting, I just feel like we can do better in the future. After I saw you, I just feel like, I remembered all of the good side of you. I almost forgot because like we are apart like for 4 months. And then like I just feel like, I'm so glad we meet up this time, and then we're definitely gonna do long distance again. So like I think we can go through it. Like I feel that
it's gonna be, for me at least, it's gonna be a lot harder this time than it was in the beginning.
Because he was saying like he was enjoying long distance. I was so like, how can you enjoy that?
Maybe for like when we have like different schedules, it's nice. But like when you have nothing to do, a lot of the time it's like, oh shit, I feel so lonely.
Well, like tell me, he has introduced you to part of his family. Are you also thinking of introducing him to your family, and how is the reception going to be like being a Chinese and then having a mixed race boyfriend?
Yes, in the future definitely. But now I just feel like from my culture, like it's just like if you introduce your boyfriend to your family, it means like you're gonna get married.
Okay.
Yes, so like it's a big thing to my family. So I just feel like after we settled down, like we are like making sure about like everything, and then like maybe after that I can introduce you. And as to my family's reaction, actually I have no idea. Yes, just like I know like my sister, I already like introduced him to my sisters.
Okay,
like they are happy to say we are together.
Yeah.
But like for my family, maybe for my parents, maybe it's gonna be a bit like harder to accept, like because like my culture, we are not like open to marry with like different, like maybe from different country or even different like minority.
Yeah.
So like it's a case, but I think like it's gonna be fine at the end. Yeah.
At the end,
Yes.
you're ready to
Yes.
work that. And how do you see that hurdle?
So I think the first hurdle I've been going through is like learning the language, Mandarin, yes, Chinese. It's been like that's been, I think, the first hurdle. I think once I meet the parents, I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem, because at the end of the day, it's like our lives. That's the way I see it. I know we need to get their respect, and I guess like their support, their like blessing. That's the way I see it. That's like a couple hurdles. And then on my side, luckily, I knew like I couldn't keep like her like a secret from my parents. So from like, I guess from the first like couple weeks, I just I subtly like put her in photos and just like let everybody know. So it wasn't like a big surprise. I don't know. That's kind of because that's kind of the way I see things. And I was like far away, so yeah, that's the first hurdle. I'm glad I met her sisters, because they're fantastic, and I know what they've done for her. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be too many hurdles. I know there's going to be maybe a couple that are really big, but in the future, I think it'll be very, it won't be a problem getting through them.
Okay, so Carl, I'm going to ask you a very difficult question, yeah? So that is, if your parents say choose between them or choose between, your name is very difficult for me.
Pagamani, yeah.
Pagamani, yeah? What would you do in that instance?
Like first, I don't think my parents gonna ask me that kind of question.
Wow.
To be honest, like I feel like, yeah, I know it's gonna be a bit hard for them to accept, like it is a big news for them, maybe.
It's a big news,
yeah, it's
right?
gonna be a big news for them, but I feel like they wanted to see I am happy with him. Like if I'm happy, I think they are gonna be okay with that. Like I think they are not that kind of person just like say, oh, if you want to get married with him, then you are not my daughter anymore. I don't believe that, like from my understanding of my parents. So like I think it's gonna be okay.
Oh, then I think we have to start doing that.
Where is my ring?
Yeah, okay, so I also want to just find out from you two, I mean, like, mixed relationship, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, what are some of the differences that you have observed that you think one needs to work on? So this question goes to both of you, so anybody at all can address it. That you wish, oh, this culture, or maybe this culture, or maybe you guys are going to create your own culture. How do you intend to navigate that environment?
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just like the way he grew up. It's more individual. But for me, it's more like collective.
Yes.
So like I think like in my culture, we just like care about people.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be too much. Yes. So like I also wanted to get that attention from him, but sometimes he's too focused on himself, which is good. I also want to do that in the future. I just feel it's good, like if you focus on yourself, do the self-development. But like, yeah, sometimes it's just like, oh, I want to get more attention from you. And then like we were having some arguments about that. But like he's like changing because I wanted that. He wanted to offer that to me. So like, which is fine to us as well. Just like it was it was bringing some like conflicts between us, that kind of difference. Yeah.
I think in my case, I mean, since I haven't really like been, you know, in like part of too many cultures. So like she said, I have been quite individual, like quite an individual. I haven't seen too many like cultural barriers other than the language barrier. I think that's the only cultural barrier I've seen. In actuality, it's like opened my eyes a lot more. So I think I've been exposed to more of like the way she does things, rather than, you know, maybe her being exposed to a lot of the ways I do things. So yeah, in my opinion, I don't think culture. I know in future culture, I still have to, you know, get, you know, we might even have to do 2 marriages, like one Zulu and then one Kazakh, because, you know, that's something we have to think about. But those are like details. But yeah, I haven't had too many issues with culture.
Because my Kazakh culture and his Zulu culture have
some similarities as well. I think in terms of the way, you know, like, for example, if I had to ask her your hand in marriage, I would have to, you know, in Zulu culture, we would have to give like cows or sheep. Today, it's just money, but in her culture, it's also very similar where, you know, they have to give sheep and, like, you know, in a form of money. More sheep you give, the more money is,
Okay, so we are gradually coming to the end of the interview. You know, I always crown my interview with word advice, and any of you can take it. And what advice would you give to potential couples who are mixed race and also maybe intercontinental? And they may be facing some of the challenges that you are also going to face, or maybe you are facing. What advice would you give such people who have fallen in love or yet to fall in love, or maybe think this is a barrier for them not to fall in love?
Like for me, I just feel like you need to be more understanding, because you already have the differences. I mean, like everyone is different, but yeah, I just feel you have to be more understanding about like each other's perspective, and maybe just focus on each other. I think that's the best way to keep this relationship well. Just like, yeah, that's my advice.
My advice, I mean, if like the love is there from the beginning and continues throughout, I don't think there's like a, you know, any doubts that would come up. I think my advice is just like always look at like any problems, just communicate, even if it's like not clear. Just talk. Don't keep quiet. Don't ignore. And you know, talk. Just talk. Yeah.
Just talk.
Yeah, just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk. Just talk.
From all of them is just talk. Communication is key.
Yeah.
On that note, Zop Lady would like to say a big thank you for coming along with us for this beautiful couple. And I'm sure that the next time I'm seeing them again, we are being invited to their wedding, and I'm capturing both the South Africa one and then the China one. On that note, Zop Lady would like to say a big thank you. Bye-bye. This is so beautiful.
Do you want to do the Ghana handshake?